Good evening. Thank you all for coming to the Dunbar City Council meeting December 19th, 2022. The invocation tonight will be given by Reverend Colbright.
Let's pray. Holy God, we give you thanks again for the opportunity to gather for the business and the important work of the city of Dunbar. God, we give you thanks for our mayor, for our council persons, for our elected officials, for our law enforcement, first responders. God, we pray your blessing upon each one of them and upon the work that is before us, that we might hold in the highest esteem all the city residents and the well-being of this great city in which you have placed us in. All this we ask in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen. Mike, could you start us with the
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk Walker's going to be here tonight, so I'm going to do the roll call. Steve Arnott here. Mike Scipio here. Doug Fleshman here. Bobby Yeager here. Greg Wolf here. Sharon Haynes
Here.
Jim Hughes couldn't be here tonight, and Linda Bottoms.
I'm here.
Having a quorum present, I now declare this meeting in order. First item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes for December 5th, 2022.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion we accept the minutes as written for the council meeting December the 5th, 2022, with one correction. Page 1 at the very bottom, last sentence, it should be raises instead of rates.
Duly noted. Anything else?
That's all I found, sir. And I'm not ridiculing you, Linda. I don't know how you do all that.
I didn't do
She didn't do this.
Oh, well, good. I feel better.
Thank you.
Okay. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion on the floor. Doug Fleshman, seconded by Bobby Yeager, to approve the minutes for December 5th with the correction of page 1 from rates to raises. Anything else? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Next item on the agenda is the presentation of recognition, which we have under the new business, but I'm going to move it to there, is the announcement of the parade winners. So I'll come down, and Jesse, if you'll help me. All right, in the most holiday spirit, Kimba. Is Kimba here tonight?
Yeah.
Thank you all. Congratulations. Second place is the Girl Scout Troop 1843.
Thank you. Congratulations.
And who's coming up from CERT? Third place would be the CERT team.
Go ahead. Come on, Mike.
Come on, Mike.
Well, let's go together.
Now I got a picture, go ahead.
Thank you.
So you go for third place. Originality, third place, the Dunbar Athletic Boosters. Anybody here from the Boosters? All right. Number 2, second place, Fear on the Farm. Is anybody here from Fear on the Farm?
All right.
And the first place winner, Cross Lanes Child Care. The judge's choice, number 3, Dunbar First Baptist Church. Number 2, Dunbar Mountain Mission. Yes, sir. And number 1, Ben Franklin. On the musical note, number 3, Harper Memorial Church. Number 2, the football cheerleaders. Anybody here represent the cheerleaders? All right, we'll get it to them. And number 1, Benham Keenum. And I got a personal note for you all to take back to Dave Tucker. The next time it rains, you need to go back in the train or in the bus instead of dancing in the rain. He was freezing to death.
Oh, I know, he won't do it.
I know he wouldn't. I heard him say, start playing again, and he come running right back out. He's a former Dunbar resident, so we gotta give him credit.
Yeah.
I want to thank everybody for their participation. It was a great parade. Next year, bigger and better. Remember that. And Jesse, if you would, real quick, while you're standing there, the tree or the house decorating contest, when's the deadline for that?
This, for this weekend, Friday night.
Friday night. The people will be going around and looking at all the lights on people's houses so we can judge those, and those awards will come on January 3rd, I believe. So if you all want to stay around, you're more than welcome, or you can leave.
Thank you, everyone, for your participation. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Made it a great parade.
Yeah.
All right, next item on the agenda is invoices submitted for payment of $106,453.68.
Second.
I have a motion on the floor by Mike Scipio, seconded by Craig Wolf, to pay the payments or the invoices of totaling $106,453.68. Is there any questions, comments, or concerns? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Next item on the agenda is the new business, is the approval of the city holidays for 2023. And what we did is we pulled that off the state's website and printed it out. So I'll have a comment after we get going. When it comes to comment section.
Make a motion that we approve the, holiday for 2023 as presented to us.
Second.
I have a motion on the floor by Mike Scipio, seconded by Linda Bogus, to approve the city holidays for 2023 that was submitted to you guys. Any questions, comments, or concerns? Let me explain why I have this section right here. As you all saw this weekend, the governor has declared Friday half day and next Friday half day as holidays for the state. With that said, I've already been questioned whether or not we're going to grant that or not. Now, before you go too far, is if we grant that, you've got to understand that if we grant it for the 8-hour employees, that's 4 hours at time and a half. If we grant, or double time and a half, I should say. If we grant it for the police department, it's double time and a half for 8 more hours. And if we grant it for the fire department, it is 20 more hours.
Well, that doesn't have anything to do with this though, right?
No, it does not.
We got a motion, second, we need to vote on this.
But every time the governor comes in here and calls it a holiday, the calls start, is what
Well,
I'm
I understand that.
This is next year.
Correct.
Let's vote on this and discuss that.
All right, no other questions, comments, or concerns? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Do we want to go to the next, or do we want to leave?
We gotta make it.
It's not on the agenda, but
I understand.
he does this every year at the last minute.
We didn't have time to put it on the agenda.
No, I did not. He declared it Friday.
Yeah, so I mean,
Added.
yeah, let's add it on there first and then decide how to.
Do what?
Add it on the agenda,
Emergency item.
or, yeah, then we'll vote.
Let's get through this and then we'll go back and add that on at the end of this section.
Okay. Everybody change that.
Correct. Okay, number 2 on the new business, approval of the SCBA air packs and bottles for the fire department at $22,654.
Make a motion, we approve the air packs, $22,654.
Second.
I have a motion on the floor to approve the SCBA air packs and bottles for fire department at $22,654 by Mike Scipio, seconded by Bobby Yeager. Any questions, comments, or concerns? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Next item on the agenda is the approval of the state audit contract for $46,170. So moved.
I have a question, please. One page, no, it's the last page of the contract. It has the fee for 2022, that the audit fees. And then for 2023, they're lower.
It's just how they bid it.
Okay,
What happens is we have to pay the state to find the people to do it,
Right.
and we have to have them do it, and that's what the bid came in as this year.
okay. And then, because every year that where they get the 8%
Right,
finder's fee.
right.
Okay. I'll second the motion.
What they do is they put those out for open bid to every company that they've approved to do the audits. And that was the only company that put one in on us this year.
Okay.
So they bid in where they bid. So I have a motion on the floor by Steve Arnott, seconded by Linda Bogus to approve the state audit contract for $46,170. You got other questions, comments, or concerns? All those in favor say aye. All those opposed? The ayes have it. Next item on the agenda is the raises for the Public Works Building Inspector and Parks and Recreation. I wrote it all down, what we agreed to in there, and if we need anything else, I can talk about it. If not,
So moved.
do I have a second?
Second.
We have to put that in the same wording we did in the finance meeting.
I'll fix it. That's, in the finance meeting, it was recommended that, the 3 raises were only for the people that are currently in there, that if they would resign, get fired, or retire, that the rate goes back to what it was when it was approved by ordinance. Is there any other questions, comments, or concerns? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. These will take effect January 1. Next item on the agenda is the approval of repairs for truck 17 in the amount of $5,224.05.
So moved. Second.
Said Doug. I have a motion on the floor by Mike Scipio, seconded by Doug Fleshman, to approve the truck repairs for truck 17 at $5,224.05. Any questions, comments, concerns? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. I'll take a motion for that special item.
Make a motion to add an item to the agenda.
I Have a motion by Mike Scipio, seconded by Bobby Yeager to add another item onto the agenda. Is there any other, or, never mind. Lost it for a second. Any questions, comments, or concerns? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. All right, now on the motion. As you've seen, we had talked about before this, but I noticed that today, Charleston's mayor has approved that, and the governor has approved half a day on Friday as a holiday, this Friday and next Friday. We just need to make a decision whether we're gonna do that. If we do declare a half day on Friday, then the police department will get 6 hours at double time and a half, and the fire department will get 12 hours at double time and a half. If they're working, if they're off, they only get the time and a half.
Did you say 20 hours for the fire department?
Well,
You said.
I did say 20 hours, but what you gotta understand is they automatically get 24 hours. When there's a holiday, they automatically get 24 hours of holiday pay. Fire department gets 12, or police department gets 12 hours of holiday pay. And the workers at the garage, the sanitary board, and the city hall here only get 4 hours. Basically, if they leave at noon, they're gonna get 4 hours.
Parks and Rec.
Yes.
Did we do this last year when the governor declared this?
No. I did not.
Here's, the question is, we have no idea how much it's gonna cost, and we have no idea if we have the money.
Correct.
Cause that has to come out of the general fund.
Correct.
But it can't come out of, CARES Act. I'd rather not.
Wages.
I'll make a motion that we do not give the extra time off for the holidays. I'll be back again.
Good for you, because I'm not gonna say.
Yeah.
Well, I hate to be the bad person second too, but I just don't think it's right that he springs this stuff on these cities at the last minute, and there's no preparations made or no considerations made about the money. And,
Well, he doesn't have to worry about money.
I know.
He's got it.
and, I'm sorry, when I was working, I like to wanted everything I could get a hold of too, but it was within reason.
If it was 4 hours for every 8 hour, if everybody was 8 hour employees, I could see it. It's whenever you start getting to the police and the fire. I hate to say it that way because I was a policeman. It's gonna break the city if we have that happen very often.
I believe the intent the governor has, people are working on Friday, get to go home at noon instead of going.
Instead of going home at
And he
noon.
don't realize, he don't understand that we got contracts that's gonna say, presumably we could word it where the people working Friday could get a half day off, they'd be all right, but we gotta take 20 hours for 12 hours, double time and a half or something, that's not.
A lot of employers always tell their employees to go ahead and take off early anyway.
Right.
Without the.
Yeah, but I can't
But you
tell,
can't do that.
but I can't do the police and
Yeah,
fire.
I understand that, but they're also under contract too, so.
I mean, they're already getting a holiday. The fire department will be getting a holiday the Friday or the Saturday night, the Saturday shift will be getting a holiday Saturday and Sunday and Monday.
After midnight.
No. If you work any portion of a holiday,
Yeah.
which means from 12 to 8 or whatever, they automatically get a holiday.
But you're talking from midnight Saturday night.
No,
Saturday, Christmas Eve.
they will be getting it if we give them this on Friday. They would get paid Friday night, all night. They would get paid Saturday because they're working 8 hours and the cost of holidays on Sunday.
Well, why
Then they're
didn't
getting Monday because Monday's the observed holiday.
they get Christmas Eve this year, they're not getting it next year?
Because it probably falls on Monday.
25th on Saturday, I think.
Next year. I'm not sure. I had to
Okay,
look at
they
the
don't get
calendar.
Christmas Eve next year.
Unless it's on Sunday.
It's Sunday this year.
I mean, that's Saturday. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Christmas is on Monday next year.
Monday, sorry.
That's what it is. They got Saturday and Sunday off. For the most part.
So this year, they're getting paid holiday for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
That's what he's saying, that's what's confusing.
Should be
What do you-
Saturday.
Any
It should
portion.
be Saturday,
No. You gotta
starting
understand.
midnight Saturday night.
No. If they work, the fire department at least. If the fire department works, now the police department would be getting it from midnight
Well,
on.
Christmas Eve's not a holiday. I mean, Christmas Eve's not a holiday.
Is it not on the calendar this year?
It shouldn't be. I mean, it's
So,
not normal.
well, I'm sorry then, but Christmas Eve for the fire department goes into Christmas Day.
Yeah, starting midnight,
So the police department on Christmas Eve would also get it from midnight
midnight.
to 6 a.m. The fire department, if they work any portion of the holiday, they get paid the entire thing as holiday. So whether it's the 8-hour shifts on the 24th, going into the 25th, or 8 hour, or the, what is it, 16 hours on the rest of the day, they get paid for it, and Monday is a holiday.
We need,
Thanks to lawyers.
Well, yeah, but I hate to see the rest of the city employees get shaft because we had to get that to the fire department.
Y'all wanna make a motion any other way, let me know, because I felt that if I gave the Public Works, the Parks and Rec, and the City Hall here half a day, I should be giving it to everybody.
I agree with that, but
That's why we didn't get it last year, because I held off and didn't do it. Same way, when he declared it last year.
well, both situations, I mean, last year was worse than this year, but from the financial standpoint, we really don't know what we've got.
Right.
So we cannot say we're giving away $100,000 in 2 or 3 days if we don't know we got it in the bank. So that's another reason we can't really do it, I don't think.
And if this is something that we're giving to them extra, it's not in
It's not a contract.
fire, police contract or whatever, then we ought to be able to govern the amount of hours that we give them, if we decide to give them holiday pay.
I don't know how that.
Well, again, that's an old late start discussion.
Well, I know, that's the whole, that's why we need to.
Well, here's the bottom line, truth matter is, if you give the city employees, non-police and fire off, they get to go home. Police and fire don't get to go home, they're just gonna get more money, they gotta stay there. So, I mean, that, if it's a pay issue, if you want to wait till we found out if they had the money, you get back pay police and fire, but you can still send city employees home. I guess, I'm guessing.
Well, we just forget it this year and then talk about it between now and next Christmas.
It happened last year.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Every time he turns around, I guarantee if the holiday's on Monday next year, he will be giving them Friday off too. Or half day at least.
Tuesday.
No,
Don't think you'll get Tuesday off today?
Oh,
okay.
We'll give them all week.
but with the fire department and the police department, again, Saturday at midnight starts a holiday. So the fire department would get paid for that whole day on Saturday, all day on Sunday, and all day on Monday, because the state's declared it a holiday. Police department, the same way, except that they get it from midnight to 6 a.m. On Christmas Day, and then Christmas, the day after Christmas, they would get paid the same for the 12 hours.
I'm just getting ready to.
Yeah,
He's saved by the bell.
there you go.
How many hours are your guys gonna get over the holiday weekend? Holiday pay,
I want to say it's double time.
It's 48 hours.
48
Yeah.
hours?
I believe so.
And if we give them half a day Friday, what's that gonna do? How many more hours?
If it's half a day, I guess that half would turn into 24,
24 hours.
I believe.
We can't afford it. There's no way.
That's a state thing. That wasn't, I would say that's nothing that we did.
Right. So we got a motion on the floor and a second.
Got a motion.
Not calling for a vote.
What is the motion? Making a motion on the floor,
Not to do it this year.
seconded by Doug Fleshman, not to give the employees half day on Friday.
Simply because
Or
You
New
just-
Year's Eve Friday.
I'm sorry. Did you just walk in, Chief?
Yeah.
We were discussing for the simple reason, this is sprung on us at the last minute. We don't know what the funds are or anything else, and what it's gonna cost us to do this. So that's why he made the motion, I second, not to do it this year. If you're being needed an
You're still
explanation.
getting your 2 days of holiday pay, you're just not getting the half
The extra.
day
Right,
on Friday.
half-day Friday, yes.
That it? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Police Chief, Brian Austin.
We'll start out saying Merry Christmas to everybody. Of course, everything, there's been a lot going on lately. It seems like the calls are getting bigger and scarier. One thing I do want to let you all know is, we had the unfortunate task of running a call that you never want to respond to. The active shooter call that was dispatched for South Charleston High School. The one thing that I can stand up here and proudly say is that the officers that responded fast, responded safely, went in with the intent to get things taken care of. I was there, our officers were there quick and were in the front area. I was there in the second wave. And I seen things that day. I felt things that day. It was a call that you just never want to receive. But you see a lot of national attention of negative things about responses, and I can stand here as somebody who's been in law enforcement for a long time, as an officer and as an administrator, and say the response I seen that day was without a doubt one of the best responses I could have imagined. And our officers were right there in the front, and I just wanted to let you all know that it was perfect response for a horrible call. But other than gearing up for the holidays, getting everything ready, extra patrolling for the Grinches that are out there, I'll take any questions anybody might have. Thank you.
Fire Chief Jason Berger.
I apologize for being late. I think he told you we were on fire on 22nd Street. The guys did a fantastic job up there tonight, started in the basement, kind of a 3-story house, including the basement. It could have ended a lot different. They're aggressive. They do a great job. They put a great stop on it, with what I would call minimal damage for what we had when we got there. Sounds like I walked in at a terrible time. But no, we've been busy. We had that forcible entry class a couple weeks ago. Greg came up, got to watch us beat and bang around. The guys learned a lot, I think, had a great time. Other than that, we're just, kind of staying busy, trying to get through the end of the year and start over fresh. You guys have any questions? I'm sorry that I was late, but,
Yeah.
and I want to thank you guys for that. I sort of apologize for having to put double the amount of what it normally is on there. The 2 1-hour bottles that were included in that quote, we won't have to buy those again for another 15 years. Those stay in the RIP pack, and hopefully that never has to get used either, but those are 15-year bottles, so we shouldn't have to buy those again. And then next year, hopefully we can get back on track with just buying, one of everything. So,
That'll be, next year, probably about midsummer.
Whatever's good for you guys. That's
I mean,
fine. We can
you
do
don't
it.
need them.
Yeah, we can do it whenever.
Okay.
I don't,
After July.
yeah, once the new budget starts, so there will probably be anywhere from a 9 to 11% increase from what we were told, after the first year. So I'm glad you guys, went ahead and approved that tonight. Any-
Breather?
Yep.
Okay, I have a question. On, where it says that, I read the little note down at the bottom of it from the quote. Let's see. Oh, it says, since the last quote, there's been 2 price increases. The person who sent the email says, I do not know what 2023 looks like, but I expect the possibility of another increase come February.
Yeah. That's
Is-
what that 9 to 11% was probably gonna be,
Okay,
or about that time.
okay. Is there any other thing that the department needs before February that they can get it for, so they can avoid the price increase? Well, you don't have to answer now, but just,
The only other thing that, we typically do and buy, is the fire hose, which the bill just came from, the insurance, that whole, incident. That just came the other day. The only other thing we typically buy is new bunker gear, and I don't anticipate having to buy that until after July. When the 2 newer guys come off probation, then we buy them new gear.
okay,
So I don't think so.
okay. Just something to think about.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Can you identify where the fire was? I know you said 22nd Street.
Uh,
Can you go deeper into that, or is it?
It was 323. It started in the basement. I don't know exactly where. I'm led to believe maybe there in the dryer is what the homeowner told me.
No injuries or anything?
No, we even saved the cat.
Good. Cal, appreciate that.
Yeah, he usually try to rip your face off, but I think he was happy to get out.
I bet.
But if nothing else, it's been a pleasure these last few months, working with you guys. I hope you guys have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Same review.
Public Works Director, Don Bradley.
Mayor, I just have a few things. As you know, we got the new dump truck. We have it in. Tomorrow we'll get in the process of ordering a carton stuff for it. We're trying to check it out, make sure. As of right now, we only know one thing is bad, and it has a rear main seal and transmission is bad. So I'm gonna have it checked out, see what it'll cost to have that fixed. We're gonna try in the next week or so to take the lead truck turn it back into a limb truck, try to get up. So if you have anybody that you know of that needs them picked up, have them call us, we can get those up. Probably Wednesday, we'll go ahead and put the second salt truck together, have it ready to go, because we are expecting a little bit of snow and some ice. Once we get that up, both trucks will be up and running and ready to go. So, y'all have any questions? Thank you.
Donnie, thank you all. Your guys for picking up those big chunks of concrete in that alley. Please.
Sanitary Board's not here, Building Inspector's not here, Parks and Recreation Director, Jesse Mattis.
Since the last time we had, the rec center's been used quite a bit. We've had the Sierra calling for it. I heard a bunch of ladies came in and they did a lot of Christmas package wrapping for the underprivileged children in the area. They want to distribute those. Also, we had the Love Cares. They came in and they had 600 bags, that there were 600 families that they were taking care of for food gatherings. We did that in the rec center and AV room. And then we also had Rest Care had their Christmas party on Friday. And it had probably at least 80 people there for that. And these people really enjoyed themselves. It gave them an opportunity and a chance to get out. And it was really a good time. And so we was actually doing those 3 events and keeping things like that going there at the rec center. Coming up on the next events that we have coming in will be the Critter Dinner, which will be on Saturday, March 25th, starting at noon at the rec center. And so we've already started working on that, trying to get the elected officials there to come in and help serve and meet and greet and things like that. We've already talked about some of the things that we'll be trying to gather to cook there for it, and the prices for that, and the timing, the shipping, and things like that to do there. We've also begun working on our Kids Day, and that's going to be on April the 28th. It's the last Friday in April, and it'll be again at the rec center, and we're going to try to duplicate what we did last year, and try to expand that and try to keep things going there with that. That's the next 2 events we have, the major events.
What about the possibility of moving that here in town, weather permitting, instead of up there? It was cram-packed, jammed.
I know the parking was horrendous. But the reason why we failed to open up the back of the golf course or the parking there, that was supposed to have happened and it didn't. And so that would have taken care of a great deal, but you're right, it was very crowded. But the weather, like I said, the weather committee, that would kind of destroy us if that would have happened. But maybe we can go back there and look and see how many cars we can actually park back there for the thing. That would be a solution that we can look and see about that.
I had to walk from my house. Not that it's that far, it's just
Right.
that conglomerated cluster.
It was really. We were, like I said before, we were grossly outnumbered. And, so we were supposed to have had the back open and I didn't realize that it wasn't. We were so busy doing things inside. But hopefully that will maybe help eliminate some of it. But still, given we're still open to look at it and see what we think would be the best move to make. Inside, we have a shelter there, so that makes a big deal for all of our vendors. I already have 15 vendors already committed, that said that they would be there for this event. I've already got a lot of sponsorships coming in for it already. And this is what, that we're just trying to work on, start early. We're trying to do that. So that's something we can definitely think about, look into.
I was thinking how nice this plaza was for Halloween, how much better it would be over here if the weather's permitted. I mean, I understand if the weather's not good, having it there, sure, but the weather's nice, why don't we try to see about having it here? Got a lot more parking. And a lot more people would be there, per se, local people would be there more so than down there. Anybody have anything to read?
Christmas lights, do the houses need to register to be judged?
No, just suppose it's right, Mayor, that the warden will actually go out and judge them that this week coming up, if you want to do that. And I suppose we can maybe give them to Lacey, all of your picks for that, and the judge all the Christmas lights for that. And then we can get all the tallies on that, the numbers, to give everybody the winner. We already have plaques already ordered, maybe that. Yeah. So that'll be a little job for you guys, for their errand to do. For Sal.
On overtime.
Police are gonna go out too. And myself. We will do everything. Might have to ride with the police officers a few nights. All right, anybody out there in the public have any questions, comments, concerns?
Good morning, Mr. Mayor. My name is Jason Barnett. I am the student body president at South Charleston High School. A little bit about myself, I've been a Dunbar resident for about 16, 17 years. I know last August I had moved to Hurricane. I attended Dunbar Primary, Dunbar Middle, Dunbar Intermediate. And I'm here on behalf of Project Graduation for South Charleston High School. And I've just come to you guys to ask if you'd be willing to make a donation towards Project Graduation. Project Graduation is a party for South Charleston High School after the graduation to make sure that kids are not out and about in dangerous way. So I'll just come and ask you guys if you want to make a donation.
This is something that we will put on the agenda at a later date. You'll have, if we're gonna do it, you'll have notice real soon. It's just something that whenever we have a council meeting, we gotta give the public notice, this is what we're gonna have, and we have to give it out 5 days. So we'll put this in with the next agenda. We donated last year, so we'll see what we can do. I'm gonna keep one copy of this so that I can put it on the agenda and see what we wanna do.
Thanks.
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Our kids go there too, we know this. Anybody else?
I do.
Yes, sir.
Mayor, council members, city officials, community members. For those who don't know me, I'm Reverend Jared Cartwriter. I'm a faith leader here in the community and a member of our Dunbar Ministerial Association. And want to just share a little bit with you as some of us have talked with the mayor about and encourage the possibility of taking the necessary steps and opening an emergency warming shelter in our city during the coldest nights throughout the upcoming winter months. Many of you council persons have been working diligently to help assist with issues related to homelessness and folks struggling with substance use disorder in our city, including the phenomenal relationship that's being built with Regina that the mayor shared with the Ministerial Association this past week, but also she was recognized at our last council meeting. I want to commend our mayor and police chief and those who are pursuing that relationship to holistically address some of those issues that our community is facing. I have a 5-year-old daughter at home, as some of you know, and as we prepare for winter and the possibility of the first snow and all that's coming this winter, she can't wait to spend, as no child can, time outside building snowmen, making snow angels, throwing snowballs as much as she can. But while our family looks forward to the colder months, there are currently folks living in our city that cold months prove a dire risk, a grave risk for them. I'm not unaware of the fact that there are a variety of opinions and thoughts on persons who are unhoused throughout our community, knowing that you receive many comments and discussion about those folks. However, in my own particular faith tradition of United Methodism, we believe very strongly that all persons are of sacred worth, no matter what their lives look like or what good or bad decisions they make every day. We also believe that we have a biblical mandate to care for the hungry, the thirsty, the stranger, the naked, and the imprisoned among us, and that in so doing, somehow, in some mysterious way, we care for Jesus himself. The reality is that the folks in our community who are unhoused or without permanent residence are our neighbors. They're residents of the city of Dunbar, and they're some of the most vulnerable in our community, especially this time of year. Each of our council members, as well as our mayor, serve in the role that you do because you care deeply about the city of Dunbar and you want it to be a safe and hospitable place to raise families. My family feels most at home when we know those vulnerable persons who live among us are provided safe places to be. Knowing how much each of you care about Dunbar and our residents, I would love to sit down and have some one-on-one conversations with you, as well as the Ministerial Association, as we pursue some options available to those living in our city, in order that we can ensure the safety, health, and well-being of all of our residents. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anybody else? I go to the Ministerial Association meetings, and I'm sure by talking with all of them, they're all in agreement on this, and they've actually mentioned that they could possibly help people staff it if we decided to do it. I think Charleston's is anything under 19 degrees. Yes, sir.
If y'all do sit down and have that discussion, can the neighborhood watch and CERT team join that meeting that way? Because we've discussed it in
all meetings. Just looking to see what we can do. And I think Charleston opens their warming shelters at 19. It's the only place that we would have that would be able to handle that would be the rec center. But that's something that we can discuss outside of this. Get our ideas together and see what we can do. All right, anybody else? What? Steve?
Wish everybody Merry Christmas.
What?
I just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, but most of all, let's remember the reason for the season.
Doug?
Likewise with me, I'd like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a blessed New Year, because we needed to be blessed what we have went through this last year and the last 3 years previous. So please, everybody, just be careful over the holidays and take care of their neighbors.
Bobby?
Merry Christmas.
Greg?
Wish everyone Merry Christmas and thank you all our department heads and our city employees.
Sharon?
I thank everyone too, for all the hard work that they do, and hope that they have a great Christmas and even better New Year.
Linda?
Chief Oxley, there's been an older model champagne-colored Dodge parked there at the foot of the westbound exit at Roxland Road.
been there for a week. You know where that Watts cart is right there? It's not been moved. I haven't seen anybody around there.
Straight across from the first
Okay.
house.
I'm sorry.
Straight across from that first house.
No, it's right there where that wide spot is when you come down off of the,
Between Park and Circle.
it looks like a nice car, but it's just been sitting there. And I don't know whether it might be abandoned or what's going on, so, thank you. And I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And thank all the department heads and all the city employees for what they've done for our city this year. They work, is what is it, teamwork makes dream work. So remember that, and remember that Jesus is the reason for the season. Merry Christmas, everyone.
I want to let everybody know that department heads, Wednesday, and I'll get you a time, Wednesday, they're going to be delivering the hams, or getting them, we're going to be going to Kroger's to get the hams, so I'll need the department heads to come pick up their guys' hams. Also, I want to thank everybody, even the audience out there in YouTube land and everything, for the last 2 years. It's been great. 2 more years, we're going to rock and make it bigger and better. Merry Christmas to everybody and have a great New Year.
Mr. Mayor, for good of the order, if there's no other city business, I'm moving to adjourn this meeting.
Second.
Actually,